Hey guys, Tirelis here with another Warlords of Draenor beta video. In this video I'll be looking at the last of the Paladin specs in Holy Paladins. I'll be taking a look at their major changes, their changed and removed abilities, their new glyphs, their new Draenor perks, and then finally their new and changed talents. Now, Holy Paladins really did not receive any major changes in Warlords of Draenor. In fact, really, the only major changes they received were major changes that happened to all of the healers in the game. The first of these is that Blizzard wanted to reduce healer mobility. They felt that healers were too mobile in Mists of Pandaria. So they changed this by taking each one of the healing specs in the game, taking an instant cast ability, at least one, from all of the specs, and giving those instant cast abilities a cast time. Paladins received cast times on Light of Dawn, Word of Glory, and Eternal Flame. Word of Glory and Eternal Flame kind of count as one, so Paladins received at least 2 cast times to their original instant cast abilities. I know it really kind of sucks, but in terms of a comparison to the other healing specs in the game, it's not a nerf, but I know how it will feel like a nerf because no one likes using cast time. So, I mean, I'll go ahead and use Holy Shock here, and then you'll see I'll use Light of Dawn, and I have a cast time. I guess, you know, the amazing new spell visual for Light of Dawn makes up a little bit for it, because I hated the old spell visual of Light of Dawn, and, I mean, just take a look at that again. That was really cool. So, they made a new spell visual for it. It looks really nice. So, you will have some more, I guess, cast time abilities than you did before. You will not have as many instant casts in your arsenal. The second major change to healers across the board is that the 3-tier healing model that was introduced in Cataclysm is gone. So they used to have this 3-tier thing where you had the fast, inefficient heal, and then you had the slow, efficient heal that basically healed for nothing, and then you had the powerful heal. Well, the slow, efficient heal that basically healed for nothing is gone. So Holy Light was removed, Divine Light was renamed Holy Light, and now the model for mana efficiency in the game is that you have mana efficient abilities, and then you have mana inefficient abilities, or healing throughput abilities. Your healing throughput abilities on a Paladin are going to be Holy Radiance and Flash of Light. Everything else, Holy Shock, Light of Dawn, anything using Holy Power really, will be a, mana efficient ability. So, you're going to have to go back and forth in whether or not you need to, get the rate up, or you can kind of coast and use your mana efficient abilities. But mana is going to play a big factor in Warlords of Draenor. You're going to have to manage, going back and forth between those spells really well. That brings us to the changed abilities for a Holy Paladin. Avenging Wrath has been changed in that it's basically absorbed Divine Favor. Divine Favor basically had that 100% increased healing. That now has been changed so that Avenging Wrath now deals, or it grants increased healing by 100%, and then it also has the haste crit and damage done by 20%. So they merged the two together. You lost a healing cooldown, but Blizzard's trying to cut down on the amount of offensive cooldowns, whether it be healing or DPS, that there are in the game. Beacon of Light has changed in the form of Tower of Radiance. Tower of Radiance was a passive that was attached to Beacon of Light. It's now been merged into Beacon of Light, and then it's been changed. Tower of Radiance, or now Beacon of Light, used to grant you a holy power when you use Flash of Light or Holy Light on your Beacon of Light target. Well, now instead of generating a holy power, it will refund 40% of the mana cost of those abilities. So, change there. I don't know how, like, in the overall grand scheme of things, that's going to save you on mana, but it's just been changed. Daybreak has been changed in that it follows standard AoE capping rules now. So no longer will you be able to, heal as many people as possible. It caps off at 6 now. Now, there's also a little bit of a change to the formula now. I'm going to bring up the tooltip real quick so that you can see. It used to be 75% split between each ally. Now, you could heal as many allies as you wanted, so let's say you had 10 there. That's like 7.5% healing to each one of those allies. Now, it's 15% to each ally up to 6. Doesn't matter. If you have 3, it's not like the extra, healing that's not spent on the other 3 that aren't there gets added to the 3 that are there. No, it's just 15% to each ally. This ends up being a slight buff when you have a full 6 allies in the area. So, not much of a change there, but just know that that's how the formula has changed on Daybreak. Denounce now has a 40-yard range as opposed to 30 yards, so a buff there puts it in line with the other, castable abilities that DPS has. Holy Radiance will now also follow those standard AoE capping rules. You can only have 6 at a time. A change that I really like is that Holy Shock now has a 100% increased chance to critical hit as opposed to just 25% increased chance to critical hit. So your Holy Shock crits a lot. And, that's just something that I really like to have, is, you have those crits all over the place. The last change to Paladins, Holy Paladins, is that Turn Evil cast time has been increased to 1.7 seconds, and it has a 6-second duration PvP. This won't be as big of a deal because you lost a talent that basically allows you to use it effectively in PvP. So, we'll get to that in the talent section, but this won't affect you as much as you think. I should say the increase to cast time won't affect you as much as the fact that you won't be able to use it as much in PvP anymore. There are several removed abilities for Holy Paladin. The first is that Hand of Salvation is now protection only. Seal of Righteousness and Seal of Truth are now protection and retribution only. Divine Favor, as I mentioned, has been just merged straight into Avenging Wrath. Same with Tower of Radiance being merged directly into Beacon of Light. You will no longer have to deal with those. And then lastly, Divine Plea has been removed from the game. You have no more abilities. There are no more abilities to use as kind of like an uh-oh button. In case you run out of mana. You're going to have to manage your mana. You'll have a mana potion, but that's it. You have to manage your mana efficiently in Warlords of Draenor, because if you reach rock bottom, nothing is going to save you. Divine Plea, Mana Tide Totem, Hymn of Hope, Innervate, they're all gone. You don't have them anymore. So pay attention to that, mana efficient versus healing throughput spells. It's going to be very important. Next are the glyphs for a Holy Paladin. The first here that we are going to take a look at is going to be Divine Wrath, which reduces all mana costs while Avenging Wrath is active by 25%, but Avenging Wrath increases healing done by 50% less. So I guess it kind of puts, it's just a trade-off there. Notice that it's exclusive with Glyph of Avenging Wrath and Glyph of Merciful Wrath. That basically means you can only have one or the other, You cannot have both. You cannot have all 3. You cannot have just 2. You can only have one active at a time. Another glyph that is new is Glyph of Liberator. Hand of Freedom's cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds when not cast on self. That is exclusive with Glyph of Hand of Freedom, which we will get to in a second. As a new glyph. Glyph of Hand of Freedom. Hand of Freedom immediately reduces the remaining duration of all effects which cause loss of control of a character by 25%. Any additional loss of control effects applied within 4 seconds have a 25% reduced duration. Pretty cool glyph there. Once again, it's shared with Glyph of Liberators, so you're going to have to choose which one you like, but definitely a cool glyph there to possibly think about taking. There is Glyph of Judgment, which increases the range of judgment by 10 yards. Notice that it's also exclusive with Glyph of Double Jeopardy and Glyph of Burden of Guilt. And then lastly, there is Glyph of Merciful Wrath, which reduces the cooldown and effect of Avenging Wrath by 50%. And we've already discussed what that glyph is exclusive with. So, pretty cool glyphs that they have added to Holy Paladin. More interaction with basically your Avenging Wrath and your Hand of Freedom, and then a small thing there for Judgment. The Draenor perks for a Paladin, we'll go ahead and take a look at them. The first that we can take a look at is going to be Improved Forbearance, which reduces the duration of Forbearance by 30 seconds. Then there is Improved Daybreak. It increases the healing from Daybreak by 100%. Then there is Enhanced Holy Shock. Your Holy Light and Flash of Light have a 10% chance to cause your next Holy Shock to not trigger a cooldown. That's kind of interesting. And then lastly, there is Empowered Beacon of Light. Your single target heal your Beacon of Light target for 10% more. Also applies to Beacon of Faith. Don't know what that is, we will get to that in just a second. So that leaves us with the talents of a Holy Paladin. I'm going to go ahead and bring them up here. Going from the top to the bottom, notice that Blinding Light is here. Basically, the old talent that applied to turn evil has been removed. So you will no longer be able to use turn evil in any type of PvP setting. That talent that allowed you to use it on humanoids is gone. It's been replaced with Blinding Light. Originally, Blinding Light was just removed from the game completely in beta, and then they decided that they did not like the turn evil in the game, and so they just brought Blinding Light back into the talent tree. So you're going to have to talent into it now. Notice that Repentance has had its cast time increased to 1.7 seconds. You won't notice it because of the haste reduction, but it has had its cast time increased to 1.7 seconds, so small nerf there. Eternal Flame, once again, just a reminder that it has a 1.5 second cast now, so you're going to have to, consider that when choosing between Selfless Healer or Sacred Shield. All the way down on the 90 tier, Execution Sentence has been changed. They reversed it. Like, it used to be like, you put a heal and it built up. It was like Life Bloom for Restoration Druids. It would build up, and then there would be a final burst of healing at the end. Now there's a big burst of healing at the sky. There's a big burst of healing in the beginning, and then it goes down from there. I was reading the tooltip as I was explaining that. So it's just a reverse of how Execution Sentence works, and that's basically to give Holy some more usage out of that ability. You won't have to time it on that 10-second timer. That leaves us with the new level 100 talents for a Holy Paladin. I actually really like these. I think they're kind of cool. First is Beacon of Faith, as we just mentioned earlier with that Draenor perk. Basically, it's another Beacon of Light, so I can cast Beacon of Light here, and then move to the next target and use Beacon of Faith, and I can start healing on one, and it'll heal the others. So, an extra Beacon of Light. How cool is that? I think that's a pretty cool ability. Next we have, well, let's do this one in the middle here. Places a Beacon of Insight on the ally, increases their healing received from your next direct single target healer or Holy Radiance within 1 minute by 30%. When consumed or when the target reaches full health, it moves to the next most injured ally. So let's go ahead and use this here. Take a look how it works. Go ahead and put that there. You see the beacon of insight. He's glowing for a bit there. And we'll go ahead and use a holy radiance. We'll take a holy radiance here. And it increases, and when the target reaches full health, which I'll never be able to, I mean, these are healing target dummies, it's pretty difficult to reach full health, it will move to a different target. So kind of an interesting one there. I don't know about, it's not my favorite. I like Beacon of Faith better by far. And then the last one is the passive, Saved by the Light. When you or your Beacon of Light drop below 30% health, you instantly grant the injured target a protective shield, absorbing up to 30% of their maximum health for 10 seconds. You cannot shield the same person this way twice within 1 minute. So it's like it does the work for you basically. It's an uh-oh type of thing. I don't know how well it will be used, possibly in PvP. I mean, I don't see Beacon of Faith really being used as much in PvP unless we're talking about maybe arena teams or something. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on Holy Paladin. I just started playing a Holy Paladin at the, very, very end of Mists of Pandaria. It was the last healer for me to actually play. So, still learning some things. I will say this, though. I know a lot of people are concerned about the the cast time changes and whatnot. From everything I've been seeing on the beta realms, healing seems to be still fine with Holy Paladins, and I can tell you this, I really, really hate my Holy Paladin on live. It's the first healer other than Disc that I really do not care about. I can't stand playing him, and I've been playing on beta, and I actually really, really love playing a Holy Paladin here on beta. So I think you will like what's coming for Holy Paladins in Warlords of Draenor. I believe you will enjoy it. I still think they're in a good place. They seem to be doing okay. I've been testing, in Oshron and other places. So Holy Paladins will still be, a good healer to be used. So don't worry about being left out. Otherwise, that's everything to deal with Holy Paladins. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Tirelis out.